There. Oh, that's right, because it's on TV. On the camera, it's not the same. What else? I like the look. We'll live with it. I need to get me some. I need a theme song. Somebody make me a theme song. We're gonna start in a little bit. What up, everybody? That's the classic influencer talk, right? We're gonna wait a little bit longer until everybody joins the live. Hi, everyone. Hi. I don't care if y'all laugh. This make me laugh. That's good enough. But I'm losing weight. Yeah. This got me live. Okay, dude. I'm live. We all the way live, y'all. About 2 more minutes. We straight. Yes, I know there's easier ways. Just do what I ask you to do, please. Yo, yo, yo. What up, what up, what up? What up, world? Thank you for joining the Fanatic Sports Podcast. Oh, that's right. I can see the comments too. Do not hesitate to comment. We definitely love the streams. Love the comments. Love to see people, hear from people. I hope you disagree with me. You know, I'm right and you're wrong, but I hope you disagree with me. You know what I mean? I want to hear why you're wrong and I'm right. You feel me? Nah, man. I love, that's the beauty of sports, right? Nobody's right. Nobody's right? Even if you say Tom Brady is the GOAT, right? Even if you say Tom Brady is the best quarterback to play the game because he's got 7 rings, it's hard to argue with that. But at the same time, like, how many of them rings came from very suspect situations from the top? You know what I mean? Like, at the gate, bro, that first ring should have never happened because the Raiders should have been in the Super Bowl. That was a fumble. And they changed that rule the next year. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. And, you know, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm a Razorback fan. You know, the Razorbacks are the best team in the SEC. I don't care what people from LSU and Alabama say. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm wrong and you're right. That's sports. It's beautiful. It's beautiful that way. You dig? So, you know what I'm saying? I love that. So talk back to me. I want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? You hit me with your comments. I may not let everybody join. I may not let everybody join, but I definitely always want to hear the comments. I love to see the comments. I love to see the folks talking. And you know, we'll put a few up on the screen. No cussing. My mama watching. Don't be cussing. You understand? We act like y'all got some sense around here. Act like y'all got some sense around here. Well, welcome. Happy to have everybody here. Thank y'all so much for joining. You know, we on episode 3. We made it. You know what I'm saying? 3 episodes. We missed y'all last week. You know, life happens. Life be lifing, as the kids say. But it's all good. Everything's good. Definitely happy to have everybody that joins us. If you see this after the fact, that's good too. I can live with that too. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. We definitely appreciate everybody doing their thing, joining us, getting involved. Um, you name it. We really because we be working. And while you're here in the middle of your workday, your boss is on your trail, you're on your bumper, getting on your nerves. And I'm here to talk to you about something that is not as important as your job, but it will keep you from killing people. Sports, you know what I mean? So um that's the deal. That's what we do. That's what we love. We still got big things in the works. I got some people in mind that are going to be joining. We're gonna be putting together some more podcasts that's gonna look even better and even more talented people than me, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. Got some people that's gonna jump on. Looking forward to doing some interviews. I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to be around some very dope people. Always have been around the dope people during my time in Northwest Arkansas. Even dope people now that I'm here in Baton Rouge. Like and I'm looking forward to getting to work with them and having them on my platform, building their platform for them. Though just a little transparency about old Blocker. That's my love. That's what God called me to do, is to help people build their platform. So that's the dope. That's the really dope thing for me. So that's what I love to do. I got my man, the Angry Puerto Rican, is with me today. Too happy to have him here, man. Very excited. Shout out my man Blue. Blue, we definitely praying for you, man. Get better. Things are good, but they're gonna get better for you, my boy. And we're looking forward to having you back on and producing the Blue Report as well. So very, very excited about that. Like I said, a lot of cool things, a lot of dope people with me, a lot of dope stuff that's happening in and around me and my universe and the people that are there. And so, we are utterly excited. Shout out my man Mark. Shout out to you, Mark. Looking forward to having him on. I need to start. We're looking forward to having him a show, where he can do his thing as well. So but that's enough. That's enough for talking about old Blocker and everything. And now it's time we talk a little more about the Fanatic Sports Podcast. And before we get started, I gotta mention, shameless plug. One of the things that we're very, very excited about is the opportunity to get to, as I stated, build platforms, grow businesses. If you have a business right now, I'm actually, we're doing advertising. We get the opportunity to have advertising on our sports podcast. I've actually already got 3 sponsors, and very excited about that. You're certainly welcome to DM us. Right now we're live on three platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. All of this stuff saves. There's it's gonna replay it. We cut up the film and make reels out of it. So there's a lot of different opportunities where you as a business owner can be involved. You can grow your platform. You can have the opportunity to get your logo out in front of awesome fan base, awesome and interactive group of people who have a lot of opinions and care about what we're talking about. And so we want them to care about your business like they care about us. And so hit the DMs. I'm actually doing some special things. I won't get too far into the details of it, but we're doing some very special things to help grow some businesses as we speak. So, get involved. You know what I mean? Take the opportunity to get on now at the ground floor. Because if you're a business owner, you know what it's like to invest, and you know that your investment now at the ground floor is going to be way different than your investment once things take off. So, hit us up, hit my line. If you know me personally, you got my number, et cetera, et cetera. Don't hesitate. Give me a shout. Let me help your business grow as my business grows. You know what I mean? So, and lots of big things in the works still. So don't hesitate to give us a shout. Very, very excited about that. Got the angry Puerto Rican. He backstage right now. So he about to join us shortly. He just got through making some angry salsa. The very first sponsor for the Fanatic Sports Podcast is Angry Salsa, and the Angry Puerto Rican just got through making some fresh. You guys, so don't touch your fingers, Ant. Don't touch your eyes with your fingers. You listen. One time I tried to cut up some jalapeno. Oh, he cutting as we speak. So I tried to cut up some jalapenos. And then I touched my eye. And it was literally the worst pain I could think of. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I was thinking. I was dumb. I was young and dumb. Now I'm an old fool, but I was young and dumb then. And I thoroughly regretted that. So but I got my boy with me. We ready to rock and roll here shortly. Let me bring him on so he can show y'all the work. This ain't just us playing. This is fresh, angry salsa. You can be a happy, angry customer just like my man, the Angry Puerto Rican.
What up, everybody? So right now, I'm over here making some pineapple mango salsa. I'm cutting up some mangoes right now as we speak.
Thanks.
I done making some spicy mango because I got Carrie Carr, got 2 jars of salsa for me.
DJ could care less. What up?
Exactly. So making him some a very fresh batch today. I wasn't feeling well yesterday. I was a little under the weather. But yeah, I'm back at it.
You back, bro.
I'm making it happen right now as we do this.
Yeah, glad you back, bro.
Speaking of, I ain't gonna lie to you. Speaking of like, hot stuff. Let me tell you something. I went to Branson last week, right?
Okay.
And I went to that hot sauce place.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had to sign a waiver. So
a waiver?
Yeah, I had to sign a waiver to eat one of their hottest things because if something happens to you, man, they're not liable because it's you the one taking the.
Okay.
So my stomach's on fire. Let's say, man, it just was not very pretty by 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Ghost pepper hot sauce.
Oh my gosh. And look, here's the crazy thing. So one of the things I'm learning down here, right, is that when you the hot isn't it, right? It's more about the flavor.
Right.
Now the hot is like an extra. And so what's crazy now, and I didn't realize this until so I'm ordering pizza, right? And I ordered my pizza, and so there was a new girl at the window. And so she gives me some Parmesan. She doesn't give me the flakes, the pepper flakes. And so I get back, bro, and I'm biting my pizza, and I'm just like, dude, what's wrong? Why she didn't give me the pepper flakes? Bro, I never ate hot food until I got here. Never. I was not in the hot food until I got here. And that's when I knew I've been here too long and I need to leave. I need to get out of here because next thing you know, I'm gonna go gay, go hog. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like that. I don't like that, man.
Let's man. I had Emerald guinea pig this, man, and he was upset with me. I had Emerald come by and he tried it and he was just like, yo, whoa. So that's the funny part about all of that, right? But my boy Nico, he came by, man, and I made him a jar for to try, man. And he was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
Yeah, it hit.
He likes that hot stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, I perfected how to get the spice going. I perfected how to get it flavorful. Everything that you have when you try my salsa, it's never gonna let you down. I promise.
Oh, that's a fact. I stamp that. I stamp that.
Don't make you happy, or should I say happily angry?
Happy angry.
Man, what we talking about today, man?
Look, so today is a big football day. It's all football today. All football today. I know we got basketball. You know, the off season is going in basketball. The baseball is about to hit their playoff. Like, that's the cool thing about baseball is the playoff run starts before the playoffs. And so, but today is all football, bro. And actually, I want to jump right into talking about about college football week 0. Now, normally, I always felt like week 0 was just it was like this was a marketing tool, and that they weren't really trying to, they were putting a bunch of teams on the first week that nobody cared about. But I'm gonna be real with you, bro. This week 0 was crazy. I really fooled with this week 0 because there was so much for the games. There were probably like 4 games. I think there were 4 games, but there were like 3 of them that were like top notch, right? Like, so Florida State and Georgia Tech was wild. SMU and Nevada. SMU avoids the upset. They were the only team to avoid the upset. Montana State upset New Mexico. Like, I mean, this is crazy football to start, you know? Like, so
I'm gonna cut you off, and I'm gonna make a lot of predictions and tell you just right now. This one prediction, and we can get this later on, and we can make sure we clip this. I'm being dead serious when I say this.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of upsets in college football this year.
It looks like it. It looks like it. Like, I mean, there were 4 games. 2 of them were upsets, and nearly a third one. So, you know what I'm saying? Like out of the gate, like talking about upsets. And so we'll start with, did you get to watch any of the games this weekend?
The one game I watched the SMU game. I really liked it. I really did enjoy watching Florida State lose. Highly overrated. They should have never been ranked 10th in the first place. I think they need to do away with preseason rankings. That is my problem with college football. And just college sports in general. I don't like preseason rankings. I think the rankings need to be based off of how good and strong your schedule is. Now, Florida State, they have one of the toughest schedules. If we're looking at preseason rankings and we're looking at, you know, what they have, you look at their schedule. They play at 7 to 8 top 25 college football the teams, and it just blows my mind that they weren't even prepared. They weren't prepared to get what Georgia Tech gave to them.
Yeah,
you can tell. You could definitely tell that, like, you know, you could see when he made that field goal to end the game, they literally were like they were stunned.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just too much pressure on players, man. Now get it. Don't get me wrong. And making all this money from NIL. So, I mean,
y'all deliver.
Handling the pressure. But I take a page out of what Tom Brady said on First Take with what's his name? With Steve Smith and all of them. And it was on the Roommate show too. Because they had Jalen and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, players are not NFL ready because what we're doing is coddling them to become less intelligent.
That's a big one.
So I feel like this right here, this impacts a lot of players in general because you were ranked top 10 preseason rank. Do away with the preseason ranks and rank them accordingly every 2 weeks. Something like that.
Yeah. They got to do better because the fact of the matter is that you're looking at and so Big Mark talked about this. He and I spoke about this at length. Like, actually, to be honest with you, just shout out my man Big Mark again, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff, the reason why I put this show together is because he and I spend so much time trolling each other and talking back and forth about about sports and our takes. And he and I came from kind of the same era and kind of the same atmosphere of sports. And we were raised the same way. But man, it's just like these preseason rankings do nobody any good. And like I'm almost to a point where I'm not even a believer of strength of schedule. And I'll get into that later about why I feel that way when we start talking about the pros. But like one of the things I think about when you think about preseason ranks, strength of schedule, things like that, that's talking about what happened last year. And especially in the pros, so many things change in the course of an offseason. And now because of college, because of the transfer and different things like that, there's so much that changes over the course of an offseason that you cannot base it off of what happened last year. Because people will come in with totally different teams. And, when we get to basketball, you definitely going to see it. Look at that Razorback basketball team. That is not the same team from last year. And that wasn't the same team. Last year's team wasn't the same team as the Elite Eight team for the year before. And you see so many new faces and new places in college and pros now that you can't keep saying, oh, well, they were good last year. My next question to you, just because you brought it up, talking about Florida State being overrated, so Jordan Travis got hurt last year, and that's essentially why the committee left Florida State out of the championship. What are your thoughts about that? Oh, did I mute you?
They should have been left out, and they shouldn't have been in the top 10. They should have never been in the top 10 to begin with this year to start off.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I like, the SEC is the best conference in college football.
That's right.
And I hate to tell people because some people are like, "Oh man, Clemson," and I'm like, no,
it's not close, baby. It's not close, baby.
Bro, it makes me mad when I hear people say that, man, because it's like you're not watching what I'm watching,
right?
But obviously, and this is why I like Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah,
he trolled every bit of Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, he sure did. He laid in thick on Dabo.
Oh,
and Dabo know better because Dabo been in the SEC and he's technically in the South. Clemson is a Southern school. They know better than that. Yeah. Don't play like that, bro. They know better than that. But and so like, but that's the deal, right? Like, and I'll admit there's a lot of the SEC bias is real, but there's a reason it's real, right? Because like, if you like, I can guarantee you, if Arkansas went to the Big 12, we'd be in the conference championship every year. We were almost in the conference championship every year when we were in the Southwest Conference. Like, the reason why the SEC took us is because we were successful and we were one of the few teams that beat Texas or gave them trouble every year, right? Like, it's not something where you can pretend like, you just got, like, and I get it. There's good football being played everywhere because there's so much skill involved in being and put into the game now that it makes sense, right? But you can't ignore that the SEC is on a different level completely, and a lot of people see that.
And you know what I mean? They got us. I don't know if you watch a lot of these betting things, man. They got Arkansas. One of the bets, can Arkansas win 4.5? Like the over and under is 4.5 games.
That's crazy.
And you guys don't realize how actual good we might be, but you're looking at what we got, and that's the problem. I think we win. Honestly, I really do think we go six games.
Yeah, I think we'll be bowl eligible. I definitely believe we would be bowl eligible. I definitely can see that.
Job.
I think we would be bowl eligible. I think we could win 6, maybe even. Because look, one thing you should know, if you don't know nothing else, one thing you're gonna know is that Bobby Petrino is definitely gonna have that offense ready. And when you got a guy with the kind of talents that Taylor Green has, that's a dangerous football team. Because Bobby loves a willing runner. Understand? Bobby loves a willing runner. And so having a guy that can run the ball, and if he can just make the right throw and protect the ball and run it when he needs to and find his receivers. He's got, Luke Hodge. Don't get me started on. I didn't even plan on talking about Razorback football today. But we got a squad, and a lot of people know it. Thanks to college football, a lot of people know that we got some hidden secrets over there. And so, that's a big thing, bro. We, like you said, but a lot of people base it on Vegas, things like that. And so that's what the issue is that they're looking at what Vegas is and believing Vegas to be the supreme. Vegas don't know nothing. They're just basing it off what everybody else is saying.
Right.
So don't tell me Vegas said, ooh, whatever.
Gambling over the years has changed the way we actually look at sports, man.
Yep, sure does. It sure has.
It sure has. It's wild.
Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't. Like I said, I was glad. I was very happy on Friday, when I watched that game and seen them lose by 3. All right. He's one of few Georgia Tech fans I know in my life.
Okay. Very few. Because they've been playing that terrible ball for a while, so not a lot of fans. Right. Not a lot of fans.
And he gets on to me. You're a Razorback fan. His name is John, man.
Okay.
He's like, man, I don't see how you're a Razorback fan. You're from New York, but you like Virginia Tech and all of that. I'm like, I went to school here.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah, of course you're gonna be a fan of where you went to school. I'm forever gonna be a Washington Tiger fan, even though they wear purple and gold and they always mimic the LSU Tigers, the LSU Tigers design. I'm a forever be a fan because I'm forever grateful that they gave me the opportunity to play college football. College football changed my life and everything I did, and more importantly, I get the opportunity to say that I was a college football player. So, you know what I mean? Like, and college football led me to minor league football. Minor league football led me to sports broadcasting. Sports broadcasting is the reason that people are seeing my gorgeous face right now. Thank you, college football. Thank you, Washington Baptist. You know what I mean? Like, of course I'm going to be a fan. Of course I'm going to be a Tiger fan. You know what I mean? Like, that's how can you not be a Hawk fan when you went to school here? That makes sense. That checks for me.
I don't know. Like I said, man, he's he didn't go. His dad was a Georgia Tech fan.
Okay. So, and that's a cool story too. We talked about that in the first episode of our fandom stories and things like that. That's a dope story, man. I won't ever hate nobody for that. When you in love with your, you doing something like your family love. That's a dope deal, bro. So look, let me ask you this about, because I know we talked about it a little bit in the group chat, man, talking about Georgia Tech versus Florida State, man. DJ Uiagalelei is there. As in his debut season, he had 196 yards. He was pretty efficient. Obviously, he didn't do enough. What that goes without saying. He didn't do enough. But can you talk a little bit about his performance and what you expect from him here at Florida State?
I do expect him to do really big things, man. I think he'll be a top 10 player in next year's draft.
Okay, that's a big thing because he's it's weird how, I mean, like, it's crazy to say that he's been unsuccessful because everywhere he's been, beautiful. That's beautiful. Everywhere he's been is he's won 10 games everywhere but Oregon State, right? Like, he was at Clemson, he won 10 and 11 games. He beat some teams he's supposed to beat, but he didn't win championships. And so everybody's kind of made this narrative that he's not good enough. But, like, if you and I think we'll see that through this season at Florida State, that if you get him in the right system, and he's going to do exactly what he's supposed to do, which is ball out. Like,
Taylor, and I hate to bring up Razorback sports, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at Taylor Green. You put him in the right system. Granted, he was with Boise State, but you put him in the right system and you allow him to utilize his skill set.
Mm-hmm.
What he might do.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity.
Hey, I'm gonna Man, it's gonna be a little loud for a second.
Okay. But look, that's the deal, bro. Like I was that's the thing I was thinking about is that with and that's why I'm so excited about the portal is because that gives you that opportunity, right? So say your coach leaves, you can leave and go to a different program or a program where somebody's gonna put you in the right place. And that's worth so much because there is, like everybody needs an opportunity, right? One of the things I think about a lot is that, I had a conversation with a young lady at my job, and we were talking. It was a Monday night, and at this hotel, the brand standard. This is why I love Courtyards. Is the brand standard is that you have to have NFL football on the days that it's on. So every Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, like it's a requirement. Like if corporate walked into a Courtyard on a Thursday, Monday, or Sunday, and you don't see NFL football, like you actually could get in trouble for that. So imagine how much I enjoyed it. But so it was a Monday night. We're having a conversation with this young lady, and so the lady is saying we're sitting there. She's at the bar, and I think I went to pour a drink or something like that. And so football's on the screen, and she says, "Well, they're so they're not intelligent, are they?" And this lady was here for like some biology conference or something they were having in Northwest Arkansas at the time. And so, she and the thing I said to her is I said, well, if I asked you to break down, some of the concepts of football, then you wouldn't look very intelligent either, right? Just like you may not expect them to break down those biology concepts that she was discussing. And by the way, let me not be, I'd be remiss if I don't mention that a lot of players do go to college to play football and get those biologies and science degrees. Charles Woodson got an engineering degree from Michigan. Michigan is the #1 engineering school in the country, bro. So, Charles Woodson, and they don't just give out those engineering degrees just because it's a football factory. Like he had to put in the work. So we talking about a genius. I talked about it on a reel with Marshawn at Cal Berkeley, right? That's not a football school. So they don't care that he was, this charismatic, outstanding running back. You still got to get your degree the right way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be smart. You got to be smart to be in that mode. But anyway, but one of the things I realized is that everybody has the opportunity, to now go be in their spot, right? It wasn't real smart I don't know why DJ picked Clemson out of the gate, seeing that, Deshaun Watson was a running quarterback. Trevor Lawrence was a very mobile quarterback. DJ is not, he's not a statue, but he's not like super fast, and he ain't known for running the ball. So that wasn't a good pick for him. And I don't know what Dabo has sold him on that he would be able to come. I've been thinking about that a lot for the last year and a half. Like, why would DJ go to Clemson when Clemson is producing mobile quarterbacks? And they have for a long time, going all the way back to Taj Boyd and some of those guys. Like, there were guys that can move. Now they got Cade Klubnik, and that's who he got demoted for, was Cade Klubnik, another mobile quarterback. So if you're not a great runner, why would you go there? That don't make no sense. So I didn't understand that out of the gate. I thought Oregon State would be really good for him because that would be a place where definitely when you got a quarterback of his talents, you're going to design an offense around him. And, hey, they went 8-4. They were a solid team. And I don't blame him for leaving to go to Florida State. Florida State's the bigger school with a bigger market. And, look, we're talking about him, right? We're talking about him. So, obviously, from that standpoint, the job is, it's already paid for himself for it to be there. But they say everybody loves him down in Tallahassee, and that he is, they feel like he's going to be a great fit. Mike Norvell his offense is a little more versatile, but it doesn't require a mobile quarterback. Especially with those two really great running backs. Roydell Williams is going to be he's going to be a first or second round running back, I believe, as long as he stay healthy. They got some talent down there in Tallahassee. So, I don't blame him for going there. I didn't understand why he didn't like transfer there at first. Maybe I guess he's waiting on Jordan Travis or whatever. But that was honestly, that's a big, that's a good move for him. But I got high hope for him too, man. I feel like I think I don't know if he's gonna be a top 10 draftee. I believe that this draft is going to have a different wave on it because there's so many talented players that are getting the opportunity to show themselves, and DJ is gonna look like damaged goods unless he gets into the right organization that can grow him. And I'll be honest with you, like if Justin Fields doesn't work out, I would love to look at somebody like DJ as a quarterback for us if he can make some plays and have a decent season. But I believe that he can be he's a special talent and he's got the opportunity. He's an old school pocket quarterback that can direct the offense, and I feel good about him being in Florida State. I feel like he could be a big help. He could have a big season, but boy, he's off to a bad start. So look, man, that game was crazy to start the season, right? And so then, like I said, there were 3 or 4 more games or 3 more games throughout the week 0. You look at SMU, what they did with Nevada against Nevada. They almost lost it. It was a last minute play for Nevada, for SMU to score and get in. But the other game I wanted to talk about was Montana State versus New Mexico. Now, Montana State is an FCS school,
right?
And they're a good school, right? Like, so don't get it twisted. They're a good school in the FCS, and they'll compete in the FCS this season. But like, they're off to a big start, and New Mexico's not the greatest of schools, right? New Mexico's got a lot to do. They got a lot to do to get better. They're a growing program. They've got some good players, but at the same time, like their culture is growing, and a lot of times people see them as a stepping stone. So again, it's one of those things where you can't hold it all the way against them, but you expect them to be the FCS school.
That is true. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, you got to give some of these schools more. I feel like we highlight, the top 25 a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Highlight a lot because, that's the college football, dynamic.
Right.
But a lot of these FCS schools, I think they deserve to be on national TV. I think they deserve to get an opportunity to be on the spotlight because they're also playing the same game that the other guys in the top 25 are playing as well.
That's right.
They're just not playing for a high school. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like if they could get a lot more attention, we'd pay a lot more attention to the FCS. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
No,
you're absolutely right. Yeah. Like, it's funny because I came over here to ESPN, and it's the first thing they look at on the scoreboard, top 25, right? As if there's not any other teams in there. There's only 25 teams in the country that matter, and that's false, right? Like there's you're looking at all the conferences. There's a lot of football. What is there, 160 teams or something? And so that's a great lead-in for actually. That's a terrific lead-in because I wanted to talk about what happens this week coming up, right? So tomorrow night is the first start. There's the third. So Thursday nights is a big game, right? And Thursday starts a bunch of games in week 1, the official first start of the season, right? And so in that, you see, I wanted to bring up some of the notable games that are going to be in week 1. And so the one that interests me the most tomorrow night is Colorado versus North Dakota State, right? So you're familiar with North Dakota State. A lot of people are because of Carson Wentz and Trey Lance. And actually, there's been a lot of really great offensive linemen that have made it to the league and stayed in the league because that program is a winning program with good culture. Good
True.
Culture. And so when you think about good culture of North Dakota State versus a kind of, I hate to use this word, but toxic Colorado culture, like Deion's an outstanding coach, But at the same time, Dion also has
We disagree.
he.
We disagree.
Oh,
I disagree.
okay. All right. Let's talk about it.
Sanders, I think he's a great motivator, but he's not the one calling the plays. I'm
Of
sorry.
course.
You can't be. I feel like you can't be a coach and not call and be able to make proper adjustments without having, you know, without making sure you're making the right play. Like I get, some coaches, but Bill Belichick, okay,
Yeah.
great. Nick Saban, greatest coach in
Yeah.
both their leagues. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They played, they coached, they basically ran the defense and had an offensive coordinator. What does
Yeah.
Dion? Dion don't call no defensive plays, and he calls no offensive plays.
That's right.
He's a great motivator. That is what he is. Now, if
And
you
so,
consider that a coach, then yeah, he's a great coach. Sorry, but I don't consider Deion Sanders a coach.
okay. So one of the things I think that's interesting to me is that he is so one of the things I realized, like, you can call plays and you can, like, as a coordinator, it's good to see that part so you can teach your coordinators. But one of the smart things he did was he brought in people who know how to coordinate. And so, like, to say that you're a head coach, it's so encompassing of so many things, right? Like, and so that's why I do think he's a good coach. Now, I wouldn't bring him on as a coordinator to say, oh well, come, look at, whatever, come be my defensive coordinator, or I definitely wouldn't say be my offensive coordinator, but come be my defensive coordinator. I wouldn't do that. But he's a motivator, and he's outstanding at motivating, and like he puts people in good positions. There's a few Colorado players that have made that got drafted this year that would not have gotten drafted last year. You know what I mean? Like, that is all because, and he does what your team needs to do, which is to, he brings the visibility to your team. He brings eyes and money to your team. He makes your team, your program, more important just by being there. Because, I mean, look at what he did in the SWAC, right? Really, really impressive what he did in the SWAC. Really impressive what he did in what he's done for Colorado. And it's ironic that the Pac-12 is, like, basically disintegrating when they weren't. I mean, like, the Pac-12 should have been able to build off of what Colorado did, and so I'm shocked by that. So Dig, man, look, we're gonna take us a quick break, bro, because he got that salsa. It's got me excited, man. And so do me a favor and tell everybody about Angry Salsa right now.
All right, man. So I got no problem telling people about it. Look, man, Angry Salsa is something that I believe in my heart could change the game in the salsa business.
Yeah.
It has great flavor. I have never had any complaints about my salsa.
Naturally.
My shelf life is amazing. I do an amazing job of getting you what you want, flavor wise, and I do that by making sure I make this with love. So at the end of the day, this is something locally that I want to get to everybody, and hope everybody gets a chance to try some Angry Salsa, so that way you can be a happy, angry customer. Remember that, folks. Remember that. You can always be a happy, angry customer. Just hit me up. Just make sure you hit me up. My name is Anthony Roman. I'm also known as the Angry Puerto Rican, and this is my brand, Angry Salsa.
Yo, bro, look, man, we're very, 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 very excited. Can't understate it enough how much we are excited to have Angry Salsa as one of the sponsors. And look, there's a lot more, in store, and so we're excited for the things that we get to do with you guys. And you're seeing it live, which is kind of dope. That you're getting to see it live as the magic happens, and so. And actually, you say you make it with love, man. I want people to understand. So one of the things I talk about a lot being down here. And one thing I won't be ashamed of as a person who pays Louisiana taxes is that the food here is amazing. And one of the interesting things about it is that it's something about the way they make it. I can give you the recipe, but it's something about them making it here that's different than anywhere else. And I think it's exactly what you stated. It's the love. I think it's the love and how they make things here. You know, all that Cajun stuff. And, I've been to a couple ball games. I haven't been to a football game yet, but I've been to a baseball and basketball game. And so we were at the baseball game and they were tailgating. And after the game, so I'm draped out in all Razorback red. I got the Cardinal red all over me. And so during the game, we were taking pictures with the LSU fans because the baseball team had got up finally and started beating the brakes off of them. It's like 7-1 or something like that. And so after the game, man, they invited us to come party with them at their spot. Like it's some love there, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of love and camaraderie that football and sports brings. You know, we can talk all trash and act like we hate each other and everybody hate Alabama together and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, you'd be excited. You'd be excited to be a part of that and be around it. That love. That's the love they put into that food, man. It's good for you, bro. But we're gonna take a.
All I want to say is this: you are definitely right. Love. You can taste the difference in any food you make, and this goes out to anybody that's out there. If you don't make food with love, it will definitely not taste the same. Trust me.
Absolutely.
I made food angry, and it's horrible. But I make the same recipe the next day with love. It comes out completely different.
It's totally different. Yeah, you're right. So look, we're gonna jump off. We're gonna take a quick break. Got a little commercials. Nothing crazy today. No crazy commercials. But we'll be right back here on the Fanatic Sports Podcast.
That Mario.
Welcome back to the Fanatic Sports Podcast. So look, man, first of all, shout out to my homie that be making them on these commercials on TikTok, man. He don't know how much he's saving me to take a quick breath. I ain't even get a chance to grab no water like I planned on doing, but look, man, we excited to be on episode 3. We miss y'all. And so look, if when you're catching this, do not hesitate to comment, like, share, subscribe, the whole thing. We live on Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube right now. So, and it's going all over the world, all over the universe. And so we're stoked. We're stoked about it. But it is very, very dope. And like I said, man, it's such a cool opportunity to get the opportunity to help some of our friends, help our businesses grow. As a matter of fact, if you are in the Delta area as a whole, it's worth the drive. You dig to go see my friend Letitia down in D'Iberville, Mississippi, at Astro Ford. Right, she's got all the great deals. She's a product specialist, so she can help you in any way, getting to all your car needs, right? It's worth the drive to go see Letitia, go see Astro Ford. She's the go-to person for all your car buying needs, whether you're in the market for a sleek sedan, a reliable SUV. Letitia's got you covered, right? With a friendly smile, expert knowledge. she'll make sure that you drive off the lot in style. So head down to Astro Ford, ask for Letitia. You'll be glad you did. Or you can give her a call at 228-275-FORD. That's 228-275-3673. Letitia at Astro Ford in D'Iberville.
I might have to hit her up.
Yeah, I mean, they got the rides down there, bro. They got some whips, man. They got a lot of really great things, dog. So it's a great partnership, man. We happy to have her with us for the foreseeable future, I hope. So look, man, we're about to get into week 1, right? And we've been talking a lot throughout the preseason about some of the storylines. One I saw today is the Buffalo Bills are keeping Joe Andreessen, I think his name is. He was a linebacker for the Bills. He started at like a D2, and then he transferred up to Buffalo College, and he's from Buffalo High. He went to Lancaster High, so right down the street from the stadium where the Bills play. And then he balled out at Buffalo, made a name for himself. And the pros is all about special teams, right? That's how you make your way, especially if you're not some top 3 draft pick guy. You can walk into a locker room, put in that work, and get yourself a job, even if it's for a little while, right? Just being able to be the experience that you get in pro football is second to none. And and you can take that and actually go back to his high school. But this is the thing. And now he's Buffalo Joe. That's what they call him. Buffalo Joe from Buffalo High. He ended up going to Buffalo College, the University of Buffalo, I should say. And he made the 53-man roster for the Buffalo Bills. Like, how dope is that, man? Like that's the preseason stuff that I love to hear about, man. Like, those storylines that build and just get better. It's a very dope thing. But the one thing I'm very excited now that the preseason is over. We're about done with the speculation. Next Thursday is go time. Week one. And so, there's a lot that's going to take place, and it's exciting. It's exciting, just to be real. It's exciting on what they're going to do.
I wanna say something, man.
Okay.
I feel like preseason is good and is a great way to get you motivated and ready for college football.
Yeah.
And so for the NFL season kicking off. The one thing I did not like today that I noticed and I was highly upset about, and I think he did a phenomenal job as a running back for this team, Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah.
I was sad. I was sad about that. I was like, man, he had a great preseason run, 3 weeks, 163 yards. He could catch the ball out on the flats. Just overall has the talent to be an actual starter on a team.
And you know what? The one thing I will say, the cool thing about the preseason is that you got film. People can see what he can do. And I believe that he'll find a way, because he's a good back, man. He's not as fast as everybody else. And I think that's usually the knock on Frank Gore and Frank Gore Jr.
You don't have to be fast, man. You could be elusive. That's the thing. He's very elusive with his feet. He's got great feet. Like, he can move.
And he's gonna find his way to a team, man, because people need a good running back. And I didn't do a fantasy draft this fall or this past week. But one of the things I
got to set up for next week. I just forgot to tell you.
Yeah. We definitely gonna get into the fantasy thing, man, because we definitely want to get some folks on that. But one of the things that I often think about was I used to go running back, quarterback, running back, right? Because it's good to have a good, reliable running back. But these days, there's so much running back by committee, and then people are getting hurt so frequently. You gotta have 2, 3 good running backs on your team, or you're not going to be able to function as a program, as an NFL team.
No.
So I think that he's going to make his way. I think he'll find a job, and look, man, people love his dad, so it's not far fetched to think that he's going to find, if nothing else, they may give him a call in Indianapolis. They may give him a call in with the 49ers, those teams that Frank Gore Sr. played with, that may just pick up his son just for the sake of picking him up, just to have a guy on the practice squad, things like that. But I think this guy's going to have a chance because he can run the ball. Like you said, he can catch the ball, so he can be an every down back, or you can bring him in. The only thing is he's got to learn how to make sure that he's pass pro, blocking, picking up linebackers, picking up blitzes, things like that. That's super, super important. Super duper important.
Especially on a blitz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a guy, offensive lineman that gets beat on the line. You got that pass protection right there. You got that guy to, crack down block.
Right.
Things are important. And those are things that I think he'll learn as he matures into a better running back. Mm-hmm. And those are sure that his dad is teaching him.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So look, man, we're going into week one. And pretty excited about some of the things that are set, the games that are set to take over. Talk to me about which games you're most excited about. Obviously,
looking forward to seeing the Texans.
Yeah.
Colts, Anthony Richardson, and C.J. Stroud ball out.
That's gonna be a fireworks show. That's gonna be a fireworks show.
I'm looking forward to it. I just think you have two of the premier quarterbacks in the league. Granted, Richardson was injured last year, but what he showed with him being able to play in those first 4 games, he showed that he can play and put the team on his back.
Yeah.
He's built chemistry with his team. And I just think with the addition of Stephon Diggs over in Houston, with Tank Dell and Nico Collins, those are the 3 dynamic receivers right there.
Yeah, and don't forget that guy Owen Schutz, I think it is, as the tight end up the middle, and then Joe Mixon in the backfield, and that line did an outstanding job last year protecting C.J. Stroud. But one of the things interesting bringing up this game is that you look at AR, and so one of the interesting things about AR is that he's gonna be a great leader for that team because that team was built on being strong. Look at how they were built, right? Their line is outstanding. Quentin Nelson and those guys, that big strong maulers up front, and then you put Jordan behind him. That running back tandem is gonna be great. And now you add AR, who he's fast. Like he's 4.4, 4.5 speed, so he's fast, but he's a big, strong runner. 6'4", 240 or 235. Like he's a big physical runner, and that unfortunately is how he got hurt. But that's the dynamic of what this offense is going to be. Some people that come in and beat up on you. Even look at their wide receivers, Michael Pittman. That's big, strong body wide receiver that don't mind getting physical with your defensive backfield. Like that's a physical team that wants to come in and dominate you, not just dominate you. So like those are the two, contrasting styles.
Of course, I'm looking, gonna be definitely looking at Washington and Tampa Bay. I'm definitely looking at that, of course. Another game that I actually am really, really 2 games actually I'm really looking forward to. 3, I gotta say. I want to see what the Bears do in their first week. I want to see what Caleb does on the first full run at week 1 starter.
Sure.
That's gonna be something that's gonna be looked at and talked about for
number 1 pick. You got
for the next few days. But I think people are not actually giving Miami, Jacksonville an actual look at, which I think that's going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be another fireworks show.
And then what's going to be awesome to see, without a Jason Kelce on your line, I'd like to see what the Eagles do with a Saquon Barkley and what the Green Bay Packers do with a Josh Jacobs.
I was going to get to that matchup because I'm excited. First of all, they're playing in Sao Paulo. So fun fact, I learned this on Instagram, and you can't lie on the internet, so it must be true. So I was told that in the city they're playing in, you're not allowed to wear green in that stadium. Like, I want to say that this stadium is like a soccer stadium, and like the story behind it, as I did a little research, is that like the soccer team, that the home team, their rival team wears green, so they don't allow people to wear green or something like that. It's something kind of crazy like that. But I'm excited for that matchup too. Once jerseys aside, because Green Bay is one of the teams that I feel like can be a player come playoff time. They're gonna be dangerous. Obviously, I think the Eagles are right there at the top of the NFC North, and I feel like they're gonna be a dangerous team too, especially if they can get everything together online. They're gonna be really, really good also. So that's you got some games out of the gate this first week that are gonna set the tone for seasons and really separate the cream from the wheat early, right? So obviously, as a Steelers fan, I'm interested in what happens with the Steelers versus the Falcons. I don't know if you saw it. Russell Wilson was named the number one, named QB1.
How long that last?
Well, you know what? So here's the deal. And so it was interesting. Dan Orlovsky said this a couple of days ago, and I thought it was stupid the way he said it, but what he said made sense. He said that he thought that Russell Wilson played top 12 football last year during the 13 games he played, but he didn't feel like that they would move the needle in the NFC North. That tells me two things. One, that tells you exactly how good the NFC North is. And number two, it tells you that, we have an opportunity to be special. We were already kind of good. Mind you, we were 5-1 last year in the NFC North with Kenny Pickett as quarterback. So to have a veteran guy.
You mean AFC?
Yeah, I keep saying NFC North because I'm thinking about the Bears, which was one of my teams to watch. Anyway, so in the AFC North, it's gonna be a battle because Joe is healthy, and I know Cincinnati's looking at making sure he stays healthy, and they got a Patriots team that is young and growing, but not ready. They didn't. I don't think they named Drake May the starter.
No, they Jacoby Brissett, which I kind of get it. I kind of figured, he's a more experienced QB.
Sure, yeah.
He's not gonna make bonehead moves, but I really believe him and Bo Nix are the two most NFL ready QBs right now.
Okay.
Just from what I've seen from Drake May, the way he moves in the pocket, he moves up. He actually can feel the sense of pressure on his blind side. He moves up. He steps up in the pocket. He makes great throws. He's got a fantastic arm.
Yep.
I just honestly believe, it within give it 3-4 weeks, the fans will be asking for Jacoby Brissett to sit down.
Yeah. And look, I think it's the same thing with the Steelers. I believe that's the reason they went with Russell. Not that Justin Fields won't be good enough. It's just that I think right now we're kind of in win now mode. And unfortunately, I don't feel like Justin Fields is ready to be that guy. We've seen what he's done, right? And it's been decent, but it's also led them to a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about what happens with that, because you have to honestly, it makes me wonder, is he going to ever get to that stage? But, I think with a year tutelage underneath Russell Wilson, I think he can get to that stage. But Russell gives us a great opportunity. Russell gives us a chance to keep going. And so it makes sense. It makes sense to have him be the starter. But one of the other games that I was kind of excited to look over was the believe it or not, the Cardinals and Bills, right? So we get Kyler Murray back. He's healthy. You got Marvin Harrison, who is an absolute stud, against a good Bills team but that's a whole new defensive backfield.
Yeah.
I think in the defensive backfield, they don't return. I think Terry Johnson is the one starter that they're bringing back. And I know they got Razul Douglas, who was there last year, but he wasn't a start. He took over when Latravius White. Is that how I say it? Is that how you say it? Latravius White?
Latravius White.
Yeah, from LSU. I don't remember how to say his first name. Trey White is what I think he got. Yeah, so he's gone. Micah Hyde's gone. What was the other safety's name? They had some all-pro. They had an all-pro defensive backfield for a minute.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this out there. I think the window is closing.
Yeah, it might already be closed. To be real with you.
I really hate to say that because I do like Josh Allen. I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I can put him in the top 6.
Okay.
I can't put him in the top 3.
Not at all.
There's just no way I could possibly do that. But I think he utilizes, and the fact that he's got a whole new wide receiver core.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like they cleaned house in Buffalo. And I think you say you think it's closing. I think it has closed. I don't believe that he's gonna have an opportunity to win a ring unless he goes to a contender team, like if he got traded somewhere or left in free agency or whatever. And even by then he may be too old, but I'm not sold on him, bro. So interestingly enough, the Ravens, speaking of top 3 quarterbacks, right? You get the Ravens and I almost called them the Ratbirds. It's in my DNA. I figured it out. I can't stand purple. That's what it is. Because I don't like the Lakers. I don't like the Ravens. I don't like LSU. I barely like the Q Dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't like purple. It's not them. I just don't like purple. That's what it is. But the Ravens play the Chiefs to open the season. And that's what I'm talking about. We separate the cream from the wheat out of the gate. we're gonna see, some of these divisional matchups that are happening. I'm super excited about those, right? The Panthers play the Saints, the Texans and the Colts we talked about. Those are 2 exciting games in divisions. They're gonna have, and those divisions are up for grabs, both of those, right? The AFC South and the NFC South, both of them are up for grabs. And so it's exciting to see that type of out of the gate, week 1 out of the gate, because the Saints have a great defense and they're always in the mix. And if you ask a lot of New Orleans fans around here, they'll tell you they're kind of almost kind of hoping they'll lose because they hate their head coach and they want him gone. But it's really the OC that's the problem, for what I gathered. But look, man, Bryce Young was the number one pick over C.J. Stroud last year, and C.J. Stroud looked like what the head coach of the Panthers, the former head coach of the Panthers, said is, we need to get Stroud first. And the owner said, I want Bryce Young. And I don't think that the owner was necessarily wrong, because Bryce Young dominated, and obviously he had a really great team in Alabama, but so did C.J. Stroud, and I never trust Ohio State quarterbacks.
But okay, and I feel like you're taking shots at RJ3, and I'm not liking that right now. I'm not liking you right now. I feel like you're taking shots at RG, and I hate the fact that he got fired by ESPN. I'm just gonna say this right now. I hope ESPN hears this. ESPN, you were horrible. He was a great analyst, even though his injuries piled up. I think he could have, he definitely could have, he can be a coach somewhere. I think he understands the game well enough to now that he should have definitely, still been basically named as a guy that replaces, all these other guys and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Like that's why I'm glad. I'm happy for Ryan Clark that he signed that deal to get back with ESPN.
Yeah,
I'm really happy about that. But to be really frank and honest with you, this whole bashing of Ohio State, you and Blue be doing, it's got to stop.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Look, C.J. Stroud can change the narrative right now, because the way he's playing, he could change the narrative. I can see that, but I'm just telling you,
he has already changed the narrative as a first-year rookie doing what he did.
He went and won a playoff game. He's got as many playoff wins as Dak Prescott.
That's a shame.
Blue, don't beat me up, Blue, please.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Listen, man, you gotta state the facts. That's a fact. That is absolutely a fact. That they are.
I feel like when you say, Bryce Young and you look at that Panthers, I think that whole Panthers organization lost a lot when they didn't give Cam Newton the opportunity to come back to re-sign him, and then he left, and then he became a Patriot quarterback. I feel like they lost that opportunity. I feel like they lost a lot of their fan base because I don't even think the coach over there, what's his name?
The coach for the Panthers, his name is they got a new guy, Jonathan something.
I don't even think he believes in Bryce Young. I don't think Bryce Young believes in Bryce Young.
So the problem with Bryce Young is that it's not necessarily what Bryce Young is on the proper path of a rookie quarterback, just to be honest. The issue is they moved heaven and earth to get him. They moved heaven and earth.
Wrong choice to pick him at number 1. And I said that I said it when they drafted him. I said that was the wrong choice. I said it. I said I would have went Anthony Richardson or at least CJ Stroud.
Yeah. So the thing with and look, I'll be fair and say that I believe that I understand the purpose behind it. And I still feel like that Bryce Young is going to get up there with Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud as the amongst the top of that class as a passer. The question is, how long will it take them to build a team around him? Because they traded everything that they could have built around him. And then, you look at, when you go back and look at that trade became Keenan, from the Chargers that went to the Bears. Keenan Allen. They gave him DJ Moore along with 2 first-round picks. I don't know how you get that much. Look, Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, is regardless of wherever else he's done, that was outstanding. To finesse Carolina the way he did, because you get a number 1 receiver and you get 2 first-round picks. Now, me personally, I probably would have kept Justin Fields and gotten 2 more, important pieces. But Caleb Williams is going to be a baller. Statistically and what he does between the lines, I don't have any questions about that. My questions with Caleb is what happens with him off the field. Can he handle off the field issues? But you got the number 1 pick, you got the number 9 pick from their own number 9 pick. They got a higher second round next year from this same draft, the same trade.
It's wild to me that the Bears did something I didn't expect to happen, and that is revamp their roster in a 2-3 month period.
Yeah, just all off that trade is the catalyst.
I'm in a $100 league with my friend Ryan, man, and he's named. Okay, so his name Ryan comes after Ryan Sandberg, the first baseman from the Cubs.
Okay.
He's a huge Bears fan. Huge Bears fan.
As you could imagine.
The look and the way, I messaged him because me and him, we watched the games that me and him play October 27th.
Okay.
Okay. It's the Commanders versus the Bears. Okay. Commanders versus the Bears. We watch the game together every single year. We watch the game. We're going to be watching the number 1 and number 2 quarterback. in this year's draft, after this first week of preseason, I promise you this is what I text him. I said, I love what I've seen from both Caleb and Jaden in the first series of their preseason set debut.
Yeah. And that was something I wanted to get to, talking about the Bucks versus the Commanders out of the gate. I know that's your team, so I wanted to save it a little bit, but I mean, like, here's the deal, man. Jaden Daniels can ball, bro. And I think, you know, that's a ready-made team. Offensively, I think they're there. You know, they got the pieces. They got Scary Terry.
We're not there. I'm gonna tell you what I've seen defensively. We do not look the part.
No, defensively is bad.
I didn't understand. I understand that's our second and third string. We didn't have a lot of guys starting and all of that. Yeah. But just what I've noticed, how the play calling's being played and certain packages being ran, I kind of just feel like they should take a page out of the Patriots book and let the defense change up what they see on offense.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, and that was the beauty. One of the things when I realized this, the beauty of what Belichick does, and Saban does it as well. And we're mentioning two of the greats, but they don't force the defense to be a certain way. They've got a scheme in place. And Bielema brought this to Arkansas. He called it Hogganese. It's the same thing that they do in Alabama and the same thing they do in New England. That's what they call the Patriot way. It's all about the talk. And so what happens is we don't decide, oh, we're going to be this type of team that does this. We're going to be versatile in what we do, but you build it all into your language, so it's not a foreign concept when the time comes, right?
Right.
So I'm not saying I'm not building. We go over it throughout off season, and then as the week approaches, whatever approach you need to take, whether it be running the power or running the counter or running the option or running, cover 3 or cover 4 or cover 2 or whatever works, we're going to do that. So we're not going to be stuck in a box saying, oh, you can only run 3-4, you can only run man. I'm going to do everything. And you're going to be prepared for everything. I love that. Oh, I love that. It's beautiful.
And that's the thing. Like, and I know, the first 3 games, man, we didn't have we didn't have, Jonathan Allen. We didn't have Payne. We didn't have Bobby Wagner shooting up. Our front 7 was not in the game. I get that. And that's what helped develop a lot of pressure on the QB. Okay. The one thing I do see us doing well is defending the run very well.
Yeah. And when and look, if you can make somebody one-dimensional,
then it makes it so much easier for our DBs, our secondary makes it so much easier.
Yeah. So look, man, leading right into that perfect sub transway into the next thing I'm thinking about, man, and it's about the divisions. So I want to go, there's 8 divisions. I want to go division by division. Let's talk playoff predictions. Let's talk that right now, as a matter of fact, right? So when you're looking at let's start in the NFC East, where you discussed. Wow, I can't believe that he put the Ravens in the NFC East. Good God.
Wow, what is going on here? What kind of madness is this? It's because I get it, but I'm like, there should be some switches here, man. Like, what's going on here? When the Ravens becoming the NFC East?
Yeah, that's where they need to be. We're sick of seeing them. We're sick of seeing
where the Cowboys at? Hold on. I don't even see the Cowboys. Oh, wow.
In the AFC South.
This is proper. I'm not going to lie. Whoever created this is proper. This is actually proper division ranking right here.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Good.
Who created this?
I forgot his name, and I'm ashamed to say it now.
Like, who created that? That's amazing. That's amazing.
You want to know the really sad
where they
part?
live, where they play.
So while I was making that, while I was adjusting that graphic, I didn't even bother to look all the way through it. That's fun. So look, man. Um, if we're starting the NFC East, so Frankie said this, and it kind of threw me a little bit. That he thought that, and he's not wrong. When you don't expect the Cowboys to be good, they come out and blow the doors off.
They do have a tendency, and that's the thing that I want you to understand. They have a tendency. They're going to be in. They're going to be in the hunt for a wild card or maybe a first round, playoff.
Yeah, sure.
One thing I don't know how much I believe in. I don't know how much I believe in that offense be outside of CeeDee Lamb at all.
Well, look. So the thing is, they got. I believe
I do like Jake Ferguson. Don't get me wrong. I like Jake Ferguson as a tight end. I think he's a reliable tight end. Sure. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a reliable tight end. Can he be a change of pace, tight end where he can block and run down the seams and catch the ball? I don't know if he could do it consistently, but can he get you that third down? When you need that reliable,
short hits. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, he's right there for that. And that's the thing. I think offensively they got some pieces. Obviously, there's questions at running back. Well, so
Dalvin Cook, as it showed nothing in 2 years. Tony Pollard barely coming off. He just came off an injury and looked like trash.
Tony Pollard's in Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
That's the deal, man. Like you got Zeke, you got Dalvin, you got who might be a player right now for them is at running back is Deuce. Not Deuce. Trey.
I know who you're talking about. I think he might take the reins. I think he might take the reins.
Well, I mean, you got to have a guy that on third down that can catch the ball. Yeah. And so you got Vaughn. You got a goal line presence in Zeke. He's going to be good goal line wise, and he might still get you 70, 80 yards. But that's the deal. They got a few pieces. That is it. And that line is still solid. Zach Martin is there. That they got rid of not Tyron, but what's the other? Ironically, there's another T. Smith that's taking over at left tackle.
He went. I think I forgot where he went, but I know
Tyron went to Miami.
To
the Jets.
They weren't going to pay him. That was the reason why he left.
Because he was old and injury prone. I don't blame him for not paying him. Like I don't necessarily blame the Cowboys brass for not paying the players that they chose not to pay. It's just one of those
for not doing anything in the offseason. I do blame
that's the deal. You got to fill holes, and they haven't filled any holes.
And I'm not trying to take shots at the Cowboys just because they're in my division. I'm not taking shots. I just feel like every team did something in the offseason. Why you quote unquote America's team? You ain't giving America what they want.
Yeah, but that's the deal. I think
everybody was screaming. Every Cowboy fan I know, every post, everything on everything I've seen. So on social media, they were all like, "Why didn't the Cowboys pick up so and so? They have the money. If so and so left, if this person left, they didn't try to pick up anybody?"
I think this was their way of cleaning house. I don't think with someone like Dak. Dak is good. Dak is like he's the Russell Wilson of NFL.
I'm gonna
Russell Westbrook.
And what bugs me out, and you bring up Dak, and I love that you did that. I love that you said it in the way that you say it. I don't knock Dak.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like though is the comparison of numbers to Patrick.
Yeah.
Because they're equal.
Yeah.
If not, Dak's got a little bit better.
They got to close. They're close. But the key is the problem with numbers is
they win games. That's the problem.
Numbers don't give context though. Because when you need it the most, Pat gonna step up and make a play. And Dak has done a lot of folding and important times.
Last year? Was it last year where they ran the ball QB sneak?
Oh, yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Okay. that right there, they had an opportunity if they were smart. Now, granted, I do blame the referee for being in the damn way.
Yeah.
Okay. But why make that play when you have no timeouts? What were you thinking?
Listen, man, there's a lot of
There's
things
a
that
lot
go
that I
in.
look at that just like I feel like the play calling just wasn't there. I don't think Mike McCarthy's that guy.
I don't either. And I said that when they hired him.
And that's right. Aaron Rodgers got rid of him.
That's exactly what happened too.
And I'm not gonna sit here in front and say Aaron Rodgers did not get rid of that man. That Aaron Rodgers was like, nah, I'm not playing unless he's gone.
Yeah, I don't blame him. And look, if you go back and look at it, you're not wrong, because one of the things, like, and this is what we talk about a lot, is quarterbacks having to make decisions. But Dak should have vetoed that call. He should have overrode that call. And the fact that he didn't say something to me.
And vetoed the call last year, if you remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he said, I felt like
just to get that man his touchdown, man.
I felt like he needed that touchdown. We as the team voted that he needed that touchdown. We called that play. That's on me. Put it on me. You know what I mean?
And what happens? What happens? New Orleans gets rid of him and sends him to Cleveland.
He gonna take over
like,
Deshaun.
See you. You're not gonna listen to us. Bye.
He gonna take over the Deshaun Watson job too. I was gonna get that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's gonna happen in Cleveland. They're scary to look at. On paper, they look good.
Oh yeah, of course, always.
Oh, but Amari, what, 31, 32 years old?
He's 31. Yeah.
Like, I mean, how much you gonna get out of him?
They got Jerry Jeudy too, but he still hasn't. He
can't prove nothing to me in Denver. So what makes you think he's gonna prove something in Cleveland?
Because we got to get Deshaun Watson to actually play a game. And I don't know that Deshaun Watson wants to.
Bro, you secretly taking shots is so bad, bro.
my homie Doug, shout out to Doug. What up, Doug? Doug says, every year, because I'm a Steelers fan, and it's my fault, because he's been a Bears fan for as long as I can remember, and I've known him nearly 20 years. Actually, it'd be 20 years this year. And so he says, I used to make fun of him. I used to give him, such a hard time about being a Bears fan. And now he gives me such a hard time about being a Steelers fan. He's like, oh yeah, the Ravens and the Bengals and the Browns are better than the Steelers. It's like, have you looked? Like, you say the Browns, they are the same nameless great faces that we've always known them to be. Like, they got some playmakers without a question. But will they make enough plays when you need them to? And that's the thing that you gotta question. But look,
sorry.
Oh yeah, y'all good. But man, look, my question is this. So you look at the playoff predictions. So I'm gonna start with the teams that are going to win the divisions. Now I will skip the NFC North because you know who I think is gonna win the division. But let's start at and then I'm going to. Well, you're a realistic fan with the NFC East. Do you pick the Eagles to win the division?
Yes.
Okay. So that's my choice.
If you go NFC North, I gotta either give it to the Lions or the Packers.
I think it's gonna be the Lions, and then the Packers are gonna take a wild card.
With no health, I'm gonna just say this right now. If Laporta comes back healthy,
yeah, they're really dangerous.
Comes back because he's not coming back for another 4 weeks. Like he's not. So that's the thing. So everything's gonna be highly riding on David Montgomery. And the reason why I got off camera because I'm on my phone and I wanted to look at the divisions real quick, the real divisions. I give it to Lions and Packers.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really, really, really something to see there. The NFC South. I honestly give it to the Saints. They're there almost every year.
So the NFC South is I'm confused about that. I don't know because with that, I don't believe in Derek Carr. I believe that he's damaged goods and he won't be. He's gonna fold down the end. I'm not sold on
what's gonna help them. They're always in the top 10 in defense. That's the thing.
They got a great defense too, but I think that it's gonna be the Bucs. I think they're just going to be the most consistent team. They're going to have the best quarterback play. But given what happened, the players that the Falcons added, They could become the NFC.
I was definitely gonna say, hey, the Falcons, and shout out to Dan Orlowski, man. That man went on a first take yesterday and just said that the Falcons could possibly be a sleeper for the Super Bowl. I just laughed away, and I was just like, there's just no way. Yeah, he literally said yesterday that the Falcons possibly could be a sleeper for the Super Bowl.
I mean, anything can happen, but come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Sleeper. And listen, they don't even know. We don't even know if Kirk Cousins is fully healthy. And then and we don't know if we don't know what's gonna happen with him and Michael Penix. We got to see what that offense is really gonna do. That now they got some playmakers. They got some playmakers. But to say that they're going to, you know how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, bro? Like, you know how much you got to do to get to the Super Bowl? Like the 49ers have had probably the most talented team for the last 3 years, and they've only been to one Super Bowl, and they lost it. In the last 3 years,
you can't discredit the fact that they didn't have a QB. That 1 year, that one playoff run, they didn't have a QB.
Yeah, that was when we found.
I think they lost sight in the Super Bowl last year. I think they lost sight of who they were.
So I think the NFC South is going to be a toss-up. I think that's going to be a dogfight. I think that's going to be a 9-win team that wins that division.
Fight as well.
So let's see. So we got NFC East, we got NFC South. In the NFC West, I still think that's the 49ers division. I know you were saying you thought they were going to take a step back.
I do. I think they do. If they don't sign Brandon Ayuk, I don't think they. I really do.
So. Oh, you back? I like the. I just think right now there's not enough teams that like. I think the Rams can be good, but I don't know if they're going to be good enough to outdo or overtake the Niners. I think the Cardinals are growing. I think the Seahawks will be there as well. They've got some great pieces, but again, I don't think that they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be better than what the Niners are going to do at the end of the season.
Did you see?
Oh, he keeps going off. Hey, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. So you can come back.
I bet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, all good. I really feel like
what he's planning on using, and just to give him more touches is insane, is to give Kieran Williams more touches as a kick returner. And I'm a little bugged out by that.
Kieran Williams from the Rams?
Yeah, he's going to be there. He's their starting. Sean McVay named him in a starting kick returner as well as the starting running back. I don't know how I like that.
No, I'm not a fan. Well, I mean, but they do so many different things anyways, that they I mean, I get it. Like, because offensively, like they're running back by committee.
Watch Blake Corum look like a stud as the second string running back behind Kieran Williams.
Well, yeah,
he's gonna be a handcuff and you notice what they call it in fantasy.
Yeah,
he's a handcuff, and definitely he's gonna be a handcuff to Kieran Williams.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. And so, like, that's the deal, especially if you're talking about putting your starting running back as a kick returner, which I never will ever agree with.
I've never agreed with that. I don't care. Like, I mean, that's why, like, I didn't understand, back in the day when the Bears used Devin Hester as a receiver. I get it, but I didn't.
Oh, that's ugly. Yuck. But so in the NFC North, I like the Lions, like you're saying, and I actually think the Packers are going to be a wild card. I just don't think they're going to. I
think Jordan Love steps up into his own. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think
up into his own this year.
I definitely think they're going to be.
I was talking with my coworkers, this what was it? I think Monday? No, Sunday. I was talking with my coworkers on Sunday, and we were talking about the Packers, and we're talking about, you notice they've never really had a QB issue.
Yeah, they're really smart about
their last 3 QBs have all won a Super Bowl, or last 2. Well, 3 because you have Bart Starr too.
Oh well, not last 2 consecutively for sure.
Last 2 consecutive, but they've been long tenured QBs.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to develop a QB.
Yeah, and that's smart because that's what you need. That's what you need to be able to win. You gotta have a good quarterback, bro.
Yo, I don't mean to cut you off, but dude, it just got completely cloudy and dark over here, man.
The weather's getting bad everywhere. It's traveling up. My homegirl is in Texas, and she was having some storm issues, and it's actually like very what's the word I'm looking for? Overcast. Is that a word? Oh,
yeah,
there's an
like
overcast.
It's cooled down like completely. Like I could feel the temperature completely cool down in the last like hour.
Yeah, it's about to be a big storm headed that way, probably. Just to be honest with you.
But so let's get back to this. Look, I think you said the Packers could be possibly a wild card. I think there's a possibility they will actually get into the playoffs. It doesn't matter how they
I think they're definitely gonna make the playoffs. I don't know that they're gonna win the division.
I think it all depends on their defensive line.
Yeah.
If Bakhtiari, however you say his name, if I think is the left guard. If he can actually stay healthy.
Yeah, he's really important if he can stay healthy. He's good. He's great when he's healthy.
Healthy. But I think that wide receiver core needs to step up because Jordan Love was getting them the ball. It's just a lot of bonehead not catching the ball type plays, man. And I just feel like that's a problem in the NFL.
I think they're going to figure that out. And look, the more time you spend together, the better you get. So I really feel like they're going to. I feel like they're going to take a big step forward just because they've spent another year together. And look, you can't not feel like you're going to win with what they did to the Cowboys. They dismantled the Cowboys, and they were a few plays away from beating the Niners. Was it? They played in the playoffs. But I think the Lions are going to take that step, and by that same token, they're going to take that next step. They're going to be they're going to win the division. I think they're going to be a player in the conference. And that's the NFC. So the East is the Eagles, and I don't know for sure if the Cowboys make it behind them. And I think it's going to be because you look at a team like the Giants, who has a lot of really good pieces, but not a great quarterback. And then the same thing offensively, it's almost opposite. So offensively, the Washington's got a great offense, and if they can get their defense to come along just a little bit, they can beat enough people like the Cowboys to basically, put them out, out of contention.
Don't forget where the number 1 overall defensive player we picked out went at one point.
Who's that?
Chase Young went to the Saints.
Oh yeah. Their defense is gonna be crazy. Offensively, I know they got Olave and they got Kamara, but Kamara's unhappy, and he's also almost becoming a locker room cancer. And Derek Carr is just not. I don't think he's gonna be it. So that's why I can't put my vote on the Saints, but they'll be there. And like I said, that division is going to be 9 wins.
The Saints remind me of what the Steelers are. They always have a winning record.
Yeah,
they're always there in contention,
and almost to a fault. There's been times where our defense has carried us to 9 wins when we really should have just lost and then drafted high and revamped.
Let's just put it this way. So we discussed the NFC.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the terrible AFC.
So look, let's start in the South. I like the South. So again, I think the South is going to be a dogfight. Now, I don't think it's going to be 9 wins, and I've got the Texans taking it. But you look at the Jaguars and how good they looked early in their last preseason game with Trevor and Ingram and they still got some playmakers at wide receiver. Actually, Brian Thomas Jr. Is going to be a guy down there. I don't know if he's quite the number one yet, but with him, and I think they still got Christian Kirk, and I know they got Gabe Davis.
Got Christian Kirk. I think he's going to be heavily relied on the offensive side completely. I think he's
if he can
he's going to move around from the X to the he's going to move around from the X to the Y.
Yeah,
like he's gonna move from that wide out to slot real quick. They're gonna move him around like they do with Tyreek. Yeah. And I think people are starting to understand why Tyreek is so good. And I hate to say this, I'm not a Dolphins fan at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Do I wish they would continue a losing season? Yeah. Do I think it'll happen? No.
No, they got a good coach.
They got a great coach. He looks hippie-ish now, so he's getting on with the Joneses right now, as you see. And they said next year he might look like a drug dealer. That was kind of funny, but the way he looks now, it just looks like he buying into the system for real.
Yeah.
But just look at what Tyreek has done. Just look at what Tyreek has done, man, for what he did for Kansas City and how they utilized him as a wideout and also like a
running back and
a slot receiver and a running back. Hey, I'm gonna send you a TikTok that my friend sent me when the Miami Dolphins were playing the Commanders in week 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you this TikTok, and I want you to notice what this guy is explaining and talking about, and it makes a lot of sense. It's going to be very hard. I'm going to tell you who's going to be the highest scoring offense in the league. It's going to be the Miami Dolphins.
I think so. Yeah, they
are running a lot of motion on that before that pre-snap. There's a lot of motion.
They do. It's all that eye candy, man. All that eye candy gets you going to where you can't. It's hard as a linebacker to look at. Okay, so there goes that, and then here comes A-Chain on a toss the opposite way, and you thinking about Tyreek running this way or Waddle running up the seam. Things they got speed merchants, man. Speed merchants.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to see. I'm super excited next week, man. Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, man. So I think so. Speaking of the NFC, the AFC East. Right, because I picked the Texans in the AFC South,
and I'm right behind you with that. I think they go 10-7.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be a dogfight down there. 10-7, 11-6. That's gonna be the Texans. I think are gonna take it. But you got the Colts, you got the Jags. Those two teams are gonna make a difference, and the Titans are not far behind. The Titans got some receivers. The Titans got some offensive weapons, bro. They got some offensive weapons.
If we get a healthy DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, I give you that. But if no healthy DeAndre Hopkins, I can't give you that.
Well, I mean, but you still got Calvin Ridley. You still got Tyler.
And you notice I'm not saying Treylon Burks because the last 2 seasons he has been injury prone.
Yeah, they're getting ready to trade him actually because he can't stay healthy. And I hate that for him. But hopefully he'll get to somewhere where he can stay healthy. I think sometimes the program's got something to do with your health. But in the AFC East, a lot of people are on the Jets bandwagon because of Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not. You see what I said? You see what I said? You see what I said in the group chat? I said it and I meant it.
Say it again.
I really don't believe they're making the playoffs. One QB can't make a difference. The whole team has to make a difference.
And you know what? To play devil's advocate, I will say that defense was very, very good last year. And I'm interested to know if they're going to be able to stay that good this year. But also,
what's his name? Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, Sauce Gardner.
He reminds me of what Darrelle Revis was.
Yeah, locked down. But the interesting thing about Sauce is that he's a long body frame, right? He's 6'3", and nearly 200 pounds. And I mean, long arms. He's that avatar type, But it's one of those things where defensively they're gonna be good. And look, they're gonna win a lot of ball games. But when they come up against the Dolphins, who will be the highest scoring team in the league, I bet money on that right now, that they'll be the highest scoring team in the league. How many can they sweep against the Dolphins? Can they sweep against Buffalo? I'm not ready to count Buffalo out. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I'm not ready to count them out.
I'm counting them. As I said, I told you earlier in the segments, earlier in the show, I said, I don't believe, I believe the window is closing on Josh Allen's chances of winning a Super Bowl ring.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl thing is out. But I think that.
So you saying completely, like there's no chance?
No, to win a Super Bowl, I don't believe so.
You don't think he can win a Super Bowl in the next 3-4 years?
Not as long as Patrick Mahomes is still healthy and Lamar Jackson is still healthy. I'm not sold on that's the
Lamar
thing.
Can't get over the hump, man.
I don't think. Look, right now, I believe that Lamar and Josh are getting their Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing on, because there is a man in Kansas City that is causing all sorts of trouble. These guys.
Oh, why did you bring that up?
This is what I'm thinking, man. This is what I feel. I feel like if Patrick Mahomes would just go play baseball for the Royals since he owns the team, then that'd be awesome. And then we'd see Lamar and Josh in a Super Bowl and maybe get the chance. But until Patrick Mahomes is done playing football, I don't think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have a chance. I don't feel that there's very many people that have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Look, Joe Burrow and his got
Joe Burrow stays healthy. All right, I'm gonna say this right now. Joe Burrow stays healthy. Jamar Chase stays healthy, and they can figure out what is wrong with T. Higgins.
He's just upset.
He just don't play. He don't play hard. If you watch his games, it don't look like he plays hard at all.
He wants to be the number one guy, and I think he gets in his emotions. That's the problem. That's the huge problem on your offensive side when you got guys buying into the system, but you not buying into the system, and you're a part of the problem of not winning games. When Jamar Chase is out, you should be stepping up saying, hey, man, I'm going to take that role. Same way as Jalen Waddle. Waddle came, when Tyreek came over, he was like, man, you could be number one. You go down, I'll be number one. We'll take turns on them guys. Yeah, and that's what they did. They both had like 1,300 yards or something crazy like that. Like, their numbers
they had two guys. They had two guys on the Miami team that had over 10 rushing touchdowns.
Look, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that they are doing in Miami. They're going to be dangerous offensively. And if they can get half a defensive performance, they're going to be really good. So to that point, my surprise for you, my angry salsa hot take is that you like that?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, that's the new brand, Angry Salsa's hot take. And so we're gonna cut this up and put it in the reel. So my angry salsa hot take is that Miami's gonna win the NFC or the AFC East over the Jets, over the Bills. I got Miami winning the AFC East
over the Patriots too.
I don't think the Patriots are gonna factor in for a couple years. They got so many pieces they got to.
Who was that linebacker Judon that they got rid of? Mad.
Judon.
Yeah,
Judon.
He went to the Falcons.
Yeah. Judon's gone, and then
it's a lot. It's a lot for Miami. I can see. Here's my lock for the AFC Conference Championship. The Patriots. I mean, not the Patriots. The Chiefs.
The Chiefs
and the Dolphins.
Oh, wow! So, all right. So I'm coming back to that. So in the AFC West, we got the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos. Broncos are out. They're starting Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to be a really good quarterback in the pros. They still got a lot they got to do. The Raiders, the Reno Raiders,
I think the problem with them is they don't have a legit quarterback and they don't know who they're going to use. I'm sorry, Aiden McDonald is not going to help that team, and I also don't think
Gardner Minshew.
I don't think Devontae Adams is going to have the same numbers that he had last year with a mediocre quarterback. I don't think so.
Oh, I think they're going to trade Devontae. If they were smart, they would. They traded to a contender and reap the benefits
I
of
think
draft.
Honestly, he wants to go play with Aaron.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I think he wants to go play with Aaron.
I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if they did that. So obviously in the AFC West, it's going to be the Chiefs. I think the Chargers might make a big step forward because Harbaugh's a good coach. He was a good coach in the pros before he went to Michigan. He was a good coach at Stanford. He's a good coach with the Niners. I think he'll be a good coach again. But I don't know that he's going to beat the Chiefs until Andy Reid leaves. Because we talk a lot about Mahomes. Andy Reid is the straw that stirs that drink. But I believe that the Chiefs are going to win the AFC East. Excuse me, the AFC West. I believe that the Texans are going to win the South, and I believe that the Dolphins are going to win the East. Now, I think the Jets are going to make the playoffs in the North or in the East. And then you know who I picked for the North. So you tell me your pick for the AFC North.
That's tough.
It's one of those things where because you get 7 teams into the playoffs, so
right,
you get you're looking at here's the deal.
I gotta if let me be honest, if I'm gonna really be honest, I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick the Ravens.
Okay, that's a fair trade.
And here's my thing: if Andrews can come back from this injury, midway through the season, because he started the season off on the PUP list. Yeah. So is Laporta. Who's that other one? TJ Hawkinson as well. Mm-hmm. Those 3 great tight ends right there, man. Those are 3 great tight ends, and Laporta was a rookie last year.
But you know what? So the thing about the Ravens
Andrews, but I do like Lively though. I like Lively.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lively's been, or Likely, or whatever his name is, Likely. He's been really, really good for in Andrews' place. And so and it's perfect because they Lamar is a great up the seams passer. His troubles come outside the hash and outside the numbers, but he's an outstanding up the seams passer. So my only refute to the Ravens, and obviously this is a little home base, but they lost some important pieces off their defense. Namely Geno Stone at safety, who went to the Bengals. If I was not going to pick the Steelers,
you got to be an analyst first, not an actual fan first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say if I was going to pick anybody other than the Steelers, the team I actually would probably pick to win the division is the Bengals. They got the best quarterback in the league, or in our division. That's the best quarterback, Joe Burrow. He's a bad man. He's got his favorite target taken care of and back in practice. And then they've got some pieces defensively. They're still working on the offense. And that's from a passing standpoint, he's the best quarterback. Lamar Jackson is a dynamic player, but he's not the best quarterback in the league or in our division. And then I don't believe that the Browns are going to get it together. I really like Kevin Stefanski, and I really like some of the pieces that the Browns have. I'm just not sold on that collective.
I hear you on that.
Now, I'll say this, and I don't say this as a Steelers fan. I say this as an analyst who has looked at the totality of what has happened. And the reason I do look at it so close, I do know it so closely, is because I'm a fan. But in all actuality, this team went 10-7 with Kenny Pickett and a nincompoop at offensive coordinator. But here's the thing: their defense got better because, first of all, Cole Holcomb is hurt, but comparing Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, and what is Miles Jack to Patrick Queen, and you add in cornerback wise, Joey Porter Jr. had a good rookie season, and they expect him to get better. He's got a lot more room for improvement, but now you add a guy on the other side of him in Dante Jackson, who can run. He's world-class speed. So there's no more getting beat deep when we go man, right? We brought back in Cam Sutton, who's an outstanding nickel corner. And then here's the kicker. We got two guys, one from last year's draft and one from this year's draft, that are long body, 6'3", 200-pound guys that can play the cornerback position. So Corey Trice Jr., who got hurt last year, who was supposed to be opposite of JPJ. And then we got a guy that we're going to move to safety, Ryan Watts, who was a stud cornerback at Texas. And he's a physical player. He's a willing tackler. Big hitter.
I just feel like you guys moving him, this is being honest. I just feel like you guys moving him from moving a cornerback to safety is a very, very tough transition.
Yeah, it's risky. But I think the thing is that he the way he played is the way we want our safeties to play anyways. And don't forget, we picked up Deshaun Elliott, who's a great safety a good safety in his own right?
Right.
So defensively, I think we've got some pieces that are going to work for us. It's just about getting our offense together, and that's why if I had to pick, I'm picking the Bengals, because offensively they're going to be in a groove as long as Joe Burrow's healthy.
Picking the Ravens, and I'll pick. I will pick. I'm picking the Ravens just because. Man, who was the reigning MVP of the league?
His name's Lamar Jackson.
Okay. What did he do without a healthy actual without a bunch of running backs? They were picking running backs off the Make-A-Wish Foundation. All right. So now they got a star in Derrick Henry. Guaranteed he's old and he's got a lot, but he's going to bring a lot to the table, and that's the thing. You bring a lot to the table when it comes to having a running back. It's just insane.
I can tell you I'm not looking forward. I can tell you I'm not looking forward to the read option against the Ravens.
No, it's not. And then that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be fun. What's up, brother? Say what's up to the man himself.
Oh, look at that logo. Oh, I dig it. Why do I look like I have a fine? Okay, I still got 4. Yeah, I love that logo.
Hey, sir.
Hey, that's a perfect way to end it, bro.
Oh, you live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, goddamn.
That's the perfect way to end it, man. That is the most fitting way to end it, bro. But look, man, I think it's going to be this season's going to be a whole lot of fun. And look, man, the podcast is going. We're definitely going to keep our show going like this in this format. But we're gonna still keep going doing the live reactions too, because the WNBA playoffs are about to start.
Oh yeah.
So I'm super excited about the WNBA playoffs. There's so much sports that's going on, man. Before I go, I want to throw a shout out to my kiddos in the EAA Spartan soccer team and the Ascension Flight soccer team. My son made the soccer team. And then my daughter is actually going to be playing golf this year. So I'm heavily.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah. We've been working on the swing, and I realized something, man. As much as I love golf, I'm a terrible golf coach. I'm a terrible golf coach. I couldn't tell her how to make the swing work because I realized my swing.
Hey, tell her to watch Adam Sandler movie, man. Or tell her to watch the Happy Gilmore, man. She be good.
I might give that. We might give that a try.
Hey, so real quick, Happy, Adam Sandler was on the New Heights show with Jason and Travis, and I guess apparently they were talking 6 months ago. They talked about maybe Travis being his son in the movie.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what role he was gonna play,
but I guess he's not gonna play his son or something like that. But yeah, man.
Yeah, he's in the movie, man. He's definitely in the movie. Well, look, man, we went 2 hours today. I only expected to go an hour and a half, but
hey, imagine if we had everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to get us all together, bro. I can't wait to get us all together.
Yo, well, you know what we are right now? You know what we are?
What is that?
We like the Los Angeles Clippers of podcasting right now.
Where's my scarf?
We can't get everybody all on the same page, all in the starting lineup. It's kind of like, when you had Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook and James Harden. You couldn't figure out a starting lineup.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, it hurts so good. We're going to win 50 games this year. That's all I know.
Y'all ain't winning 50 games this year, man. Y'all going to be bottom there. Y'all going to be there with the Warriors and the Lakers.
If so, that's fine because we get our first round draft picks back soon. So,
yeah,
I can live with that. I can live with that. Well, look, man, for the Angry Puerto Rican, Anthony Roman, I'm Blocker. We certainly appreciate everybody joining us. 2 hours. We look forward to doing it again next week. See y'all here on the Fanatic Sports Podcast. Stay safe. Stay happy. Peace.
Peace.